Hello, my name is Bryce Kanzer. I'm from Berklee College of Music in Boston, and today I'm going to show you how to make electronic music using your Wii Remote, right here, and software programs OSCulator and Massive, which you can see on the screen. OSCulator is a cool little program that you can download for 20 bucks off the internet. You can use it to turn your Wii Remote, your iPod Touch, or your iPad into a controller for your computer. I'm going to show you how to do that today with the Wii Remote. Today, we can start by opening up OSCulator and configuring it. You can do this by clicking on the WiiMote icon, which will pop out this window here. You press the Start Discovery button and 1 and 2 on the Wii Remote at the same time. And then you'll see a little Bluetooth icon pop up, and that means that your Wii Remote is working. And after that, you'll see all your parameters pop up on the list here. You can close this Wii Remote window. Parameters are going. So it's very important that you assign the parameters. If you don't assign any parameters, your Wii Remote is not going to do anything. Here you can see I have pitch assigned to MIDI continuous controller number 2 on channel 1. I have roll assigned to MIDI continuous controller number 6. The B button assigned to 4. And my A button is the MIDI note button F3, which is sending to Massive right now. Now I'm going to show you how to get Massive and OSCulator to communicate with one another. First of all, if you're using Massive as a standalone, you're going to want to go into the File menu, to the Audio MIDI settings. You're going to want to make sure that MIDI from OSCulator is turned on. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything. I'm using Massive as a plugin from Logic, so in order to get OSCulator to communicate with Logic, you have to go into the environment and make sure that OSCulator's MIDI out is going into the sequencer's input. Alright, next thing, which is really important in Massive, is this little box here in the bottom right. It says macro control. Now macros are, you can assign continuous controllers to control these different numbers, which then you can assign to different parameters within Massive. It's really useful. It's an easy way to make really cool synths. I'm going to teach you how to do that. You can see here when I move my Wii Remote, if you watch the bottom right corner, you're going to see roll moving as I twist, pitch moving as I go up and down, and when I press the B button, the LFO toggles from minimum to maximum value, 0 to 127. In order to get these to work, you're going to have to do what's called MIDI learn in Massive. So I'm on checking pitch because it's hard to move one or the other without moving both. You want to send the message that you want to work. So right now I have roll on, which is MIDI continuous controller number 6. You can see it's responding in the bottom right corner of Massive. You're going to right click on roll and you're going to click on MIDI learn. Then the next MIDI message you send is going to be what controls roll. So in the same way, if I deselect roll and I select pitch, I click MIDI learn. Now when I move this, pitch will be working. Same thing for the LFO button. I'm going to deselect both of them so I don't accidentally send MIDI continuous control 2 or 6. Then I'm going to click MIDI learn, and as soon as I press the B button, you're going to see it responding in the bottom right corner. Cool. So that's how you get the macros working. Once you have the macros working, it's really easy to set up the rest of the patch. The way I have it working here is that I have 2 identical oscillators that is, not the software program. Each one is going through its own filter. You can see where my mouse is moving that the top oscillator is being sent through to filter 1. The bottom oscillator is getting sent through to filter 2. The only difference between these two is that this one has an LFO controlling the amplifier, which is going to make it have a beeping sound. So, other things I have going on with this patch, when I have the MIDI note on and I twist, it's controlling the pitch. And when I hold down B, it switches to the beeping. And based on the pitch, is how fast the LFO is going to be moving, as you can hear. Alright, so the way that you get all these things to respond, first of all, roll, which is my twisting movement, get under where it says pitch in both of the oscillators. And then it's very important, it's not going to do anything unless you click on the number and you delegate a value, a control value. It's anywhere between -63 and 63. Having it on 63 is just going to mean that the pitch has changed 63 notes between its highest value and its lowest value. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to configure the LFO so it works with the steepness I'm holding the Wii Remote. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to attach the pitch macro to the rate, and then you can delegate how much you want to be the minimum and maximum values. And it's good to kind of experiment a little so you can get a good feel. You can see all the way up is really fast. Once you got that configured, you can just take the crosshair from the LFO, drag it onto the amplifier. You can see now you can hear it going. Now the reason that you only hear the LFO going when I hold down the B button is because I have the B button controlling the mix between the two oscillators. I drag the LFO number 3, the macro number 3 here. The initial value, which is 0 right now, is all the way to the top. So when I'm not holding the button, you're going to be hearing the top oscillator. However, I have it set so that maximum value is all the way at the bottom, or only filter number 2. So you can see when I press the B button, the LFO value on the macro moves all the way to the end, and what you're going to be hearing is only the second one and not the first one. The results is a patch. It's really playful. It kind of sounds like R2D2. You can use it to make cool little computer sounds. It's really fun to play around with. But it's really easy to be creative with these two software programs. You can pretty much make them do whatever you want. You can have any parameter affecting anything within this program. So it's really open-ended. I hope you enjoyed my demo on how to use OSCulator with Massive and the Wii Remote. And now, here's some more of this cool patch for you to conclude. See you later.